We are now joined by Cole Custer, driver of the number of the 41 Stewart Haas Racing Ford. Cole, thank you for joining me today as we get ready for Sonoma Raceway this weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So my first question for you is, obviously you were a rookie last year. You, Tyler, Christopher, you guys have never seen Sonoma since it was cut off the schedule last year. What's going through your head heading there this upcoming weekend when you've never even turned a lap there?
It's just going to be a lot of learning fast, which I guess we're kind of used to now, with COVID. With not having the practice and being thrown into so many scenarios like this, I think we're just kind of used to it for the most part. But it's a really technical racetrack. So being able to try and learn and try and use the simulator probably has been the biggest thing to try and get yourself a head start, but it's not going to be easy.
That's the next question is, what have you done on the simulator to kind of prepare for Sonoma, since you just unloaded race and you're a rookie? So like, what have you done to prepare for it on the sim?
Probably ran about 7 hours on the simulator on it. So you just try and, I've been able to work with some really great people and had some really great resources to try and pull me in the right direction. So I think just being able to kind of get a rhythm down is probably the biggest thing. It's such a technical and rhythm racetrack where you really have to hit your marks. So I think it's definitely helped having that simulator to try and work through some things.
Now, have you leaned on Kevin Harvick at all? Because he is a Sonoma winner. He won in 2017. He's been there a lot. So have you leaned on him at all for any advice of getting around Sonoma?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kevin's been a huge help in everything, honestly. I mean, I've probably talked to Kevin, especially last year, probably every single week, trying to get an idea of what he's thinking. So it's been huge to have him as a resource and just trying to figure out what you need to be looking for every single weekend.
So obviously, the last road course you ran at, Circuit of the Americas, it was a wet one. Are you happy to see some sunny weather, maybe, to not have to worry about all the rain? And because there's not much runoff area at Sonoma, so I'm assuming that the the nice Northern California weather that we have out here is something that you're going to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, especially with how our rain race went last time. So it's the rain racing, it's so much fun, but the visibility is just so bad. It's something that makes it a little bit dangerous. But I think it'll be nice to have some dry weather and go back to my home state. So hopefully it's in and out also.
So you mentioned your home state. Do you have any plans when you come out here? Are you doing anything when you come out here? Are you coming out early? Like, what's your plans for when you come out to California?
Well, I'm from Southern California,
Yeah.
so it's honestly still about eight or so hours away from Southern California where I'm from. But for me, when I go to the West Coast, I always look for In and Out. That's my go-to, and I pretty much have my fix, and then I go home.
Dude, that is so relatable. As someone that's your age, In and Out is the place to go. We have one here in Napa, which is not too far from Sonoma. So if you're interested in that, but next question is, your season up to date has probably not been how you wanted it to go. What's kind of been the issues there with your team and overall Stewart Haas Racing as a whole? It seems like there's just something missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, overall, there were just some rule changes going into this year, and it affected us a great amount. And from there, it's been very hard to figure out how we need to unload with our cars because we just don't have the practice time. I mean, we've had, obviously these aero changes that we've had since last year, and we haven't really had a ton of time to really figure out, how we need to unload the weekend and what we need to change from last year. So, we can't run our cars the same as we did last year because of the changes that NASCAR made. So it's been a lot of trying to figure out how we need to unload our cars for any given racetrack.
Are you guys starting to get better, you think? I mean, I don't know if the results have been there, but are you starting to get better? Your team especially, like, are you noticing anything week to week now?
You definitely find things that make yourself, point yourself in the right direction. I think of things that we need to work on. But it's really tough to try and put together for every single racetrack that's different. So I think we are getting better and we're figuring out more and more what we need to do. But we just need to try and hit it and put it all together any given weekend.
Well, the good news is after Sonoma, obviously you have the All-Star race and then Nashville, and then you start going to some places for a repeat time. And I think that could be a chance for you guys as a team to really pick up momentum, going to places the second time this year, like Atlanta, like other places on the schedule. Oh, doubleheader Pocono. I mean, that's a chance. So there's obviously some chances for you guys to pick up your opportunities there.
Yeah, I mean, I think going back to places for a second time is huge for us. And just I think as the year goes on, you're going to see us getting better and better. It's a slow process just without having the practice this year.
Now, as far as the road courses are concerned, you've ran Daytona, you've ran Coda. What have you learned about your course program up to date here?
Yeah, I mean, I think our road course cars have been pretty solid, and I think that's kind of a bright spot where I really look forward to the road course races because it's kind of an equalizer. I mean, it puts the driver a lot more at control, and I think it's something that we can really try and have a good run going to Sonoma and all these road courses that are coming up.
Now, after running the Coca-Cola 600, I know it's not the endurance race it used to be, but it was still 600 miles, the longest race of the year. And then heading out to Sonoma, the short track of the road courses. What have you done to prepare yourself personally, like to get ready for beating and banging, moving all those cars around, moving the car around, manhandling it basically around the racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing going into the summertime. You definitely have to think about, how you're treating your body and how you're hydrating and stuff like that. So, being able to try and be at the top of your game is definitely important. And, when it gets this hot in the summertime, it definitely shows up. So, you just try and run and try and do some long distance stuff to try and get your heart rate going good. And I think it's just a matter of making sure you're treating your body right also.
And thank you very much, Cole. Once again, we were joined by Cole Custer, driver the number 41 Stewart Haas Racing Ford.
Thank you. I appreciate it.